You are watching Jesup High School Athletics on the Jesup Sports Network from Heartland Technology. We welcome you inside the Lorianne Sabres press box at the Jesup Community School District Football and Track Complex. Tonight, your 2025 Jayhawks face North Fayette Valley Tigerhawks at the Gatorade Scrimmage. Good evening. This is Coach Tim Sauer alongside 10-year head cross-country coach Nick Green. Nick, great to see you. This is a very unique opportunity that we have here today. We got a little bit of a cross-country scrimmage in from the Tigerhawks, and now we're to kick off some football. So, Coach Green, what'd you see tonight from the Jayhawks?
We had a great showing tonight. We had 5 of our boys participate, 6 of them. We have 2 on vacation and 6 competing. We had 10 girls compete and saw some huge improvements from last year at this time. So I was just going over our notes. And we had people improve by minutes, people improve by 30 seconds, 20 seconds, and that's a great indicator of the fall that we're going to have. The way we can compete and the way we show up tonight is a nice way to start the season. So very happy.
Yeah, I know you've been working on that course for a little bit this week, and especially there's some soggy spots out there, but I know you take great pride in your course, and a really cool setup, just kind of wrap around the football field, the one-room schoolhouse, and then finish up on the track, football and track complex. So super cool to see. When we have some dead time here, Coach Green, let's talk about your season a little bit last year. This year you're coming in, the boys are ranked 16th as a team, and the girls are ranked 19th. Talk a little bit about last year and how the Jesup cross-country team finished.
Last year our boys finished out at the state meet. We were a 14th place finisher at the state meet. We had all-state runner Nathan Pint, who led the way for us. We had an individual qualifier, Karsten Nuring, and then a team of guys behind him that showed up and represented ourselves out there really well. Mackenzie Wilson was our lone representative at the state meet. She was also a 9th place finisher, an all-state runner for her 4th time in her career. One of the few girls in Class 2A to do that in the last 10 years. So she'll be missed greatly, but we have a really solid group returning this year with our boys and our girls. Seeing a 16th place or a 16th seeded ranking to start the year is a great indicator of where we can be, and the girls being 19th is a great indicator as well. There's 72 teams in Class 2A, and if we're in the top 20, I think that's a great achievement and a good sign of things to come.
Yeah, I got to actually go down to the state cross-country meet this year, and for any of you that know me, if you see me running, you should be running with me. So I'm very unfamiliar with the running scene, and it was such a cool experience and just a different level of excitement watching the best of the best compete down at the state meet. So we'll come back. We'll touch base with Coach Green here in a little bit. We'll kind of talk about what the future holds for Jesup Cross Country and what we can expect. Right now, what you see, we're going to split this up here a little bit. You're going to see the North Fayette Valley offense versus Jesup varsity defense, and then you're going to see the freshmen on the northeast end zone, and then you're going to see the varsity going towards the south. Fun fact, for those of you who don't know, Coach Green played football in high school, and so one of the great things of having Green up here with a superior football mind like himself, he's also quite familiar with the tight end wing offense that you're going to see from the North Fayette Valley Tigerhawks tonight.
I spent 7th grade, 5th grade through senior year, playing football, tailback, wingback, quarterback, safety, corner, punt returner, kick returner. But this is the offense that we ran. So a lot of fakes. They're gonna ride the fullback a lot. They're gonna try to get our defense to overcommit, like just right there, over pursuing our end. Over pursued the fullback, and then the quarterback takes it to the outside. So that's a very common theme. That's kind of how every play starts for North Fayette, assuming it's the same offense.
Right. Very similar, some wrinkles here and there. And just like Coach Green was just talking about, one of the things you got to be able to do on defense is you got to hold the line of scrimmage. And there's some window dressing that comes with this, especially from the North Fayette Valley Tigerhawks offense. Just you can't get lost in the backfield. You can't be peeking in the backfield. So what you're seeing right now, especially during the scrimmage, one of the most important things is, any coach that you talk to is you want to come out of scrimmages healthy. One thing Coach McMartin and I talked about today was what you're going to see tonight, and the advantages of having not scrimmaging against each other, but scrimmaging against another team. Maybe this is a look that you're going to see further on during the season, but just a great opportunity for our Jayhawks, to go against somebody else. You can see on the north side of the end zone, you can see the Jayhawks on offense. Looks like our younger squad. You see Oakley Brown wearing the green dot for the Jayhawks. What I mean by that, he's the quarterback getting the signals, taking care of the huddle, and getting the plays out to the offense. One other common theme that you're going to see right now is we call this thud. And what thud is all we want the individuals to do on defense. It's not super live, but it's just going to be, you're going to be high and hard, and you're going to try to hit up here on the shoulders. So Coach Green, as I got you here, let's talk a little bit more about cross country. What can you expect with your 2025 cross country team this year?
So this week, we lead into our first competition with the scrimmage, but then we head to Charles City next week, and we're going to see a handful of ranked teams, which is going to be a really good test on a very true course, not super hilly, not super flat. But I think that'll be a really good indicator and probably very similar to what we saw in the scrimmage here tonight. We're going to have 4 boys that are consistently in the top quarter of the race, which is a KPI, key performance indicator of some success for our group. Will Nesbitt's going to lead the way. He had a monster 3K time of 9:36 today, which is 4:45 per 1,500, which is excellent. And Jordan Bergman looks to lead the way for the girls. She improved her time from last year on our scrimmage course by a minute. She is healthy. She's happy. She's running really fast. So she's going to have a similar theme on the girls' side. And then our girls have a tremendously deep group behind her of about 5 to 7 girls that could place within a minute of each other. And in cross country, your spread matters a lot. If you have a small spread of athletes, you're going to have a high level of success, and makes for fun training as well. So very, very happy with our group. They're ranked in the top 20, but they've got a top 20 work ethic for sure. And that's going to be huge for us as we get into the bulk of the season.
Yeah, that's one of the themes that you always like to talk about. You like to talk about keeping our athletes happy and healthy. And when you get that, you seem to have a little bit better performance, not even at the start of the season, but also throughout the season. A couple things to talk about here with your Tiger Hawks. Tiger Hawks, Class 2A, District 3. We're good. Led by 6-year head coach Justin Hines with a record of 33-24. What's kind of really cool about this scrimmage, head coach Justin Hines and then head coach for your Jayhawks, Jacob McMartin. It's a battle of alumni coaching at their alma mater. It's a battle of at-risk coordinators coaching at-risk coordinators. It's a battle of the birds. So, a couple other notes about the Tiger Hawks. They made it to the quarterfinals last year and lost to the 2A runner-up Spirit Lake Indians, who ended up losing to the West Line in the state championship. Some other information to deal with Coach Hines. He was able to participate this year at the Iowa Shrine Bowl with his son, Declan, who was also at quarterback. Scrimmages like this, Coach Green. So you were talking about this before, just seeing some of your athletes happy and healthy. You know, obviously from the boys' side, you are returning a lot. From the girls' side, you see some younger classmen coming up and stepping into it. And this will be not only a great opportunity for the Jayhawks, but a great opportunity for the Tiger Hawks, who have seen graduation of their 3-year starter, Declan Hines. Their top 4 rushers from last year are gone. Their top 5 wide receivers are gone. And also, they're replacing 5 out of their 10 top tacklers from last year. So there's some big things and some numbers as we keep going through this broadcast today that we'll kind of talk about, and great opportunity for the Tiger Hawks to come out here and kind of see if they can replicate last year's success.
Yeah, we both know you can only do so much at practice. You can only do so much against air or against your own guys or against underclassmen. And for North Fayette to come in today, they've got a lot of new faces that get to see priority time out on the field. They've got their freshmen go against our freshmen, and similar feeling for our squad, I think. We've got guys at new positions. We've got guys stepping up and starting and assuming varsity roles on the football field that they haven't had before. And it's a great opportunity as we set the stage for week one.
Jesup's varsity here at ball at the 45-yard line going south. Yeah, some really good stuff. You see Eli Haggerty out there at quarterback this year. You see Tice Larson assuming the starting running back role. And those are some, especially, you know, Tice has played a little bit different skill position. He's kind of a little bit gadget player, be able to get him on the field. And I know, especially Tice going into his senior year, it's going to be really fun and interesting to see how can the Jayhawks get the ball into his hands. Oh, great opportunity for the Jayhawks there, as you saw Aiden Youngblood running across the middle. You know, and that's always tough, Coach Green. You know, you were explained before you were the Swiss Army knife at, I'm not going to call it Cal Wheat, Central DeWitt. I mess that up every time. But talk about some of the coaching cues, you know, like it would be easy from the stands, you know, Aiden, catch the ball. What are some of the coaching cues if someone comes to a cross-country meet that you would probably end up saying to some of your athletes as they're competing?
Yeah, the cross-country course, it's easy to step out there and say, hey, just run faster. But rarely does that work on any of us, and I think we all know that, but that's a common thing that we think. It's like the fan in the stands yelling tackle. It's like, well, they're all trying,
Right.
and we're all trying to run faster. But big key is, you know, what's your posture look like? Are you breathing? Sometimes we forget to breathe in the heat of the moment in a race, and we have kids run past with their mouth closed. And as simple as that sounds, sometimes they need a little reminder. Relax the hands, relax the shoulders. Focus on the person ahead of you. How fast are their feet moving? Do yours need to move faster? Should they move slower? What do you need to make a move? Maybe you're looking at the next tree to find that next goal. A lot of times that's a big reminder for our kids who are just trying to complete the race. 5K is a really challenging distance for a lot of us, and sometimes you just need that next goal to clip off and check off the box and keep moving towards the finish line. So obviously different than the football field, but not unsimilar to what but you have the opportunity to actually support the athletes in a very meaningful way on the cross-country course. They're going to see you every time. Coach, would you call that a RPO?
It looked like an RPO, and, you know, that's one of these huge benefits of this scrimmage, you know. It's hard. It's hard when you've been practicing against your team for 2 weeks. You kind of have an understanding of what they might run, what their cues are. So, you know, you look at the RPO there from Haggerty, and it's just a great opportunity to try to get things out in space, going a little bit at a faster speed. And I know Coach McMartin, when he gets the film, he'll be able to coach up our guys and get them ready for our week one opponent at Dyke New Hartford.
One thing Coach McMartin did say in the PE office this morning was Haggerty's done a really nice job of working through his progressions and his reads. He played quarterback last year for the JV squad, and he's an athlete that does a great job with his mental checkdowns and knows where the ball needs to go. And I think we've seen that so far. He's hit the numbers on Youngblood twice. He's found the right read, which is a great sign early in the season.
Oh, nice hold by Jesup, moving crew up front for Jayhawk touchdown.
And Tice has high 10-second ability potentially in track and field. You get him on a split on the 4x1, he's going easy 10s, coming around the curve on the finish. And that's the type of speed we need coming off the edge right there. That's going to be a huge game changer for the Jayhawks if he can get into open space. And last year he was Ryan Treptow's down the field threat. This year he's going to be the guy that you want touching the ball as many times as you can.
What do you mean by split 10, Coach? Not everyone is as well versed in the running and sprinting and endurance.
Well, if he's getting the stick in the 4x1, he's got a nice running head start. He's going to clip off 10-second time. And state of Iowa, if you're running 10 seconds, anything in that, you're above average speed, which Tice has. I'll definitely give him low 11s, but benefit of the doubt, he's high 10s for sure.
Yeah, Tice is the guy in the weight room when we test out our sprints. He's looking easily 20, high 19s, low 20 miles per hour. So a really big thing, especially which will be interesting to see this year, is being able to get him out in space, especially coming from that running back position. I mean, if you can get him out in space with a head full of steam, he's going to be really hard to bring down. Oh, wow. Good cut. Nice job up front. See, up front right now, what you see for the Jayhawks. Where'd my notes? There they are. All right. Saw a really good block up there by Reed Barco. Reed Barco, someone who's newer to football last year, and I can't say enough great things about Reed Barco. Just an absolute weight room warrior, someone who is extremely coachable, and he may not know all the ins and outs of football, but he's going to give you his best effort every single time out there.
He might be the most attended athlete in our weight room the last 6 months. Every day in PE, every opportunity in the morning. He is going to be able to put himself in a spot where his senior year he's going to make an impact on a team that means a lot to him, and I think he means a lot to the team as well. Cool to see, especially our line right there. The two great running plays that resulted in scores. We've got a young line. We've got an inexperienced line that would have had a lot of time on JV last year, splitting some time on the varsity field. But to get 2 plays there against deep North Fayette team is that's a nice thing to see.
Some parts of the Jesup moving crew include some of the anchors from last year. You know, I think you can't speak highly enough or more of Andrew Devlin at 69 at center. You know, just a super great kid, and you know he's someone who didn't go out for football in middle school, and then he was out all of his years in high school, and just to see his transformation and his work ethic in the weight room has made him a road grader up front. Some of the other returners from last year, you see Aiden Gantz-Rogers, otherwise known as AGR. So when you hear AGR, that's who we're referring to during the season. You see some other fresh faces in there, and I'm sure Coach McMartin, especially with the offensive line. Coach McMartin will make sure to get those guys up front really taken care of. And another really great anchor for people are going to for the Jesup offensive line is going to be number 72, Nick Tempest. So as you can see right here, right now we're taking just a little bit of a break. I believe, where are we at? 6:17. Sorry, looking at the notes Coach McMartin gave me what we're going to do here. Looks like we're going to start with the ball at the 25-yard line, and it looks like we're going to get 10 plays, whether we score 10 touchdowns or we get sacked 10 times. We're going to move the ball 5 yards each play. This is really great situationally for some of our, for this scrimmage, because obviously when you get into the red zone and things get compressed a little bit or you're backed up, that changes some of your play calls. All right, Green. Coach Green, what would you call this set that you see North Fayette lined up in here? If you had to go back to your days. Putting you on the spot here.
The first call I think of is wing left. They've got their wing back on the left, fullback right behind. So typically you're going to ride fullback there. The wing back could be set in motion if you're looking to get him some action out around the edge. You could ride the fullback, ride the wing back. Quarterback keeps it around the outside. Or it also sets up for a bootleg to the left side if you fake fullback and then ride and then bootleg around to a tight end slipping into the flat, maybe a post combination, something like that. But that's the kind of setup they're going to run. I would think they're going to run the same setup a couple times in a row.
Oh, there's that bootleg you were talking about, that boot out. Oh, and that is so tricky because North Fayette will run that play and that set over and over again, and then you have the tight end coming across the formation. And if you're not disciplined as a defensive back or safety, that's going to lead to a large gain.
Yeah, right now our linebackers are needing to really work on reading the guards. Where is the guard moving to? If they don't follow their job or their discipline, they're going to get caught in a trap very quickly. So no eyes in the backfield, no watching the wingback in motion. That's the guys on the end's job. That's the corner's job. Linebackers work on their gap and work on staying disciplined. Hopefully the guys up front can control it a little bit.
Another big run here by North Fayette. And that's really tough with what you're seeing right now is you're seeing some large holes made by the North Fayette moving crew. And I think a large part of that, as you're watching, obviously we're still learning. There's a lot of coaching going on, or there's a lot of really great film out there, is you're seeing the line of scrimmage being moved. You're seeing guys running up the field. And if you don't know much about football, you don't want to be running up field to try to make the tackle right away. You got to stay in your gap. You got to stay in your lane. I'm sure holes like that, Coach Green, will bring you back to your glory days.
Yep, I needed about a semi-truck wide hole to make through to have any action, but their offense is based off of gap system, so 48-32, that's the left side or the right side, whichever direction they're running. But they're given a predetermined hole. It's not like a zone read concept where they're going to wait to see what develops. They have a hole that they are running to. They're going to commit to that. The line's going to try to turn their guy left or right to create the hole. And that's why we need to stay disciplined. They're not going to have to make a lot of decisions. They're nose to the grindstone to that hole. And if it's open, that's where they get to the next level pretty quick.
Yeah, very much a power run scheme. Things are predetermined. You have an idea of where you're going versus, like you said, a zone scheme where there's a lot more reading, and that can be very difficult for young high school athletes, older high school athletes, being patient enough to make those reads and try to make the offense successful. Good fit and finish there by the Jayhawks. You see the edge defender out there setting the line of setting the hole, and then creating an alley for our Jayhawks to end up making a tackle. Now, Coach Green, we've talked a little bit about coaching our athletes. We talked about positive things that we say to them. And I talked to Coach this morning a little bit of what he wants to see out of this, and having the experience I have being a coach. What is something that you told your athletes this week in preparation for today? We've had probably a little bit cooler weather today, being out to run, and just kind of talk about a little bit of what you wanted from your cross-country athletes in today's scrimmage.
Our prep started last week, the first week of the season. We did a mile time trial, and the athletes are nervous. We go into this week, athletes are nervous, but that's a huge part of success in football and success in cross-country, volleyball, is knowing that you're going to be nervous, and John Wayne quote, saddling up anyways.
Yeah.
That's the big key for today. We told them, hey, you're going to be nervous at your first test. They're going to be nervous in a couple weeks when they ask their date out to homecoming. It's all right to be nervous. That's a part of life. And that's really a big reason why we do these things like the scrimmage is we got to practice the routines, but we also have to practice the pre-race bathroom run, the pre-race hydration. Everything we do, we have to practice and be familiar with and accept that nerves are a part of it.
Some really solid runs here by North Fayette with our 2 plays ago with Drew Stolka at quarterback for the Tiger Hawks. And it's going to be being able to provide those reads out there for our Jayhawks on defense. Are we being aligned? Are we aligned correctly? Are we going to trust that our teammates are supposed to be in the spot that they're going to be in?
Looking out there right now, I notice we have Oscar Cole out at free safety. That's freshman getting action. Is this our to check, Coach, is this our JV squad or is this our varsity squad? I know we're going to have some young guys. I see Colin Shares, freshman, number 74. We may be transitioning off the field now.
Yep, that was just our younger guys.
That makes sense. Yep,
getting some
freshman
solid
squad.
reps.
Yep. A lot of really strong athletes in our younger classes. Our freshman class participates at a higher rate than any other group at our school right now, just participating in 3 to 4 sports. And that's a big thing that we ask of our kids, to be as active as possible. We love seeing it. We really try to celebrate that, but that freshman squad embodies that. It may not be their favorite sport, but they're out for it. And that goes all year round. They do a great job on the track. They were conference champs this last year. Baseball, they've had some really strong squads at the middle school level. Basketball, I believe they went undefeated this last year in 8th grade. Just a fun group, and a group that got some varsity experience on the baseball diamond with Coach Sabers this summer. And will be a fun group to watch, and definitely an asset for our team this fall.
Yeah, you talk about participation. You can see our cheerleading squad coached by Coach Nolan down there. I think I counted 15 to 6, 8, 12, 16 different cheerleaders down there. And you want to talk about someone who's been able to build a program and continue to get people out and stay out year after year. And I've been here 13 years, and Coach Nolan means business, and it's been awesome to see what she's been able to do with her program.
Yeah, you can count on every fall. They're down at the state cheer competition down in Des Moines. They've returned with a handful of trophies that are sitting in our trophy case in the Hall of Fame hallway there, and she has received Coach of the Year awards, and always has girls and boys ready to perform in the fall and support our football teams, and in the winter with basketball and wrestling.
Oh. Yes. She does a tremendous job, with her summer camps. I get there in the summer for weightlifting. She's already got the team there doing their practices, and man, it's a great group. I have a lot of those kids in class, multiple different PE classes, and she means business. She gets after them. Right now you see our younger kids right now on offense going towards the south. Oakley Brown at quarterback. Little high snap run for the Jayhawks, and just not much doing there.
Looks like North Fayette's kind of got a mixed group out there. Some of their varsity guys, juniors, sophomores, with freshmen at the DB positions.
Yeah, it's always interesting during the scrimmage to see kind of what all works together, what offers the best run support, best run fits, and you can say that offensively well. What O-line gels the best? What's the mesh, the handoff between the quarterback and the running back look like? It's a great opportunity. You saw a little bit of a high snap there to Brown, and it's just a really great opportunity for us to kind of work out some of those kinks, especially as you're going against someone that you haven't been practicing against for 2 weeks. Jayhawks with the ball at the 35-yard line. Drop back pass. Oh, great opportunity. Great ball out to the numbers. Green, you and your twin brother Anthony were able to play some play together. Talk a little bit about that. Talk a little bit about quarterback, or is that in middle school and the Thin Towers were playing together?
Twin Towers, yep.
Twin Towers.
Yep. No, we grew up together, playing every sport together. And it's just a fun connection to have, but not too dissimilar from, we got a lot of kids around town, always together every day, riding their bike to the Sandlot field, riding their bike to DeSousa's field, riding their bike to Joe's Pizza to play basketball or playing disc golf. And you always have someone to get better with, someone to spend time with outside. But he was the fullback, I was the quarterback, or linebacker, safety. Just a fun fun relationship and competitiveness. And a lot of these guys are, and especially this class here, this group here, very brother-like. They give each other a hard time, but it definitely helps them elevate to the level that they're aspiring to.
Little boot out there from the Jayhawks, trying to make something out of nothing. Obviously a great opportunity to kind of practice, your scramble rules if you're not liking anything downfield, or just trying to save the play and tuck it and try to get as many yards upfield as the quarterback. Jayhawks at the midfield, lining up in a 2-by-2 set. Oh, nice strong run there. I believe that's
Bradley Pint.
Bradley Pint.
0, correct?
Number 0. So if I'm a little off on some of the numbers, I'm still kind of trying to work through this, but if you notice down there, our Jayhawks have brand new jerseys this year, very similar to the design in years past. One of the things that I really like about our new jerseys, Coach Green, is the numbers on the side. You know, as we start going through different games and, you know, we're down by the end zone, it's going to make it a little bit easier for us up here in the spotter and our PA announcer, Mr. Berg, to be able to read those numbers instead of always trying to read the back.
It's a very sharp look. Shout out Jesup Booster Club. They do a tremendous job supporting our athletic programs. I believe we're on about every 5 to 6 year cycle for jerseys, which is almost unheard of for a school our size. I think they support us. They go a long ways in giving us what we need, what we want. But really just to help the kids have a great experience. I know McMartin said these jerseys are lighter, they're faster than ever, and he's excited to get them in action here.
Sometime this season, we'll have new Jesup Booster Club president Angie Sabers up here to talk to us about kind of being in that role for a couple months at this point and talking about volunteering and always trying to get help at these home events, whether that's grilling, that's taking tickets, just looking for ways that people can be involved and try to find out a way for people to help out as they can.
I tell you what, I love showing up, working at the concession stands. My wife will come, we'll bring my 17-month-old Jack. We get all sorts of people helping. It's a free meal. You get to meet a lot of nice people. You get to see the community. And if you're out there and haven't done it, I would encourage you to do it. Contact Angie Sabers, or even better, Joe Smines, and get your name on the sign-up sheet, because we love having you out here.
Are you a burger or a hot dog guy?
Definitely a burger between those two, but if there's a good brat or a walking taco is hard to pass up.
And it looks like we're transitioning here. We're going to go to what I believe is North Fayette's varsity, still moving the ball. And, yeah, just take a little break. It's pretty nice out right now. We're looking about 77 degrees. Look at the flag. Flags has a slight breeze to it. It's a little stuffy in the press box, but it looks like it's pretty enjoyable if you're watching here, or if you're sitting at home. Hopefully you got your feet up, sitting in the air conditioning and having a good time. Now, Coach Green, when I still got you in here, so we've talked about the past, we talked about the scrimmage today. Talk a little bit about expectations for the season. Talk about some of the things coming up for the Jesup cross-country team that you can kind of pinpoint. Maybe a great opportunity for you to talk about when your home meet is, and you can elaborate a little bit more on that.
Yeah, Coach Erica Bass is our athletic secretary. She's going to be sending out in the next couple days registration for our home meet fun run for our youth athletes. We've got kids kindergarten through 6th grade that can participate in the youth fun run. We also, attached to that, we host a practice the Monday before, so it goes the 29th, we practice, and then the 30th, they get to do a mile fun run. Every athlete with registration will receive a T-shirt and a Gatorade at completion of the fun run. And we're looking at getting maybe rid of some old jerseys that we've had in storage for a long time that maybe a young runner wants to wear around, and or just to have hanging on the wall if you're a former cross-country family. But that's our home meet on September 30th. We host about 30 schools from the area. Typically, we'll have a third of those teams on the boys and girls side ranked, as well as 10 to 15 ranked individuals throughout the state. It's one of the fastest courses around. We benefit from very flat terrain in Jesup, Iowa, but it's flat, it's fast, offers a great late season competition. It's week 6, which is just a couple weeks out from the conference meet, and then 3 weeks out from the district meet. But we do not see a lot of flat courses this first half of the year. Strategically, we go and find some of the hilliest courses around. We'll go to Eldora and compete at Pine Lake State Park for South Hardin's home meet. We'll then travel to North Fayette Valley, which they've got a very challenging course, which gets more challenging as the race goes on. And then we head to Cascade. Fillmore Golf Course is up and down. I haven't golfed it yet, but I can imagine I'd struggle. Our kids have a love-hate relationship with it. And then we head to Grundy Center. And Grundy Center is a very true course, but not the fastest one we'll see. So we really build ourselves up that way with challenging courses and build a lot of strength into those legs. And typically it pays off with our athlete success at the end of the year. We've had a nice run in the last 9 years of 7 teams at the state meet, and close to 10 all-state performances in those years.
And Coach Green, we'll come back and talk a little bit more where we can, if you're like myself, I have to write myself post-it notes, or my wife has to tell me everything multiple times because I'm quite forgetful. We'll talk in a little bit where we can find this information. Right now, what we're moving to is we're moving into practicing some special teams. Right now, you see North Fayette Valley a kickoff. Special teams, it's, the third phase of the game. It is super important, and it's hard to get purposeful reps during practice. Even during the scrimmage, we want to try to get purposeful reps. And what you saw a little bit there is just trying to get a good fit, trying to get a thud, and trying to execute at a high level. One thing Coach Martin and I were talking about is we had a small piece on today, our show, that talked about new faces in different places. And one thing you're going to see this year is you're going to see a designated special team coach for the Jayhawks. You're going to see Tony D'Souza. He's right there about the 35-yard line. Coaching for over 23 years, I believe. Spent some time at Union, large majority of his time at Union, especially with Joe Hadachek. Some time at Vinton. And he is someone that Coach Green and I have been able to talk to. Good run, nice running catch by Aiden Youngblood.
Love seeing Aiden turn up the field instead of heading towards the sideline there. He wanted extra yards bad there. That was great.
Yeah, it's awesome to see that that maturity that comes through and that confidence that comes through as putting your time in the weight room and understanding the offense and understanding your role. Jayhawks with the ball at the 41-yard line. Looked like a little bit of a super counter there with Drew Munson there at the H-back. And what I mean by super counter, you just see a wall of humanity coming. You're seeing, some of the big boys up front. And Drew Munson's not a small guy either. Great wrestler, someone who I think is through and through is a great football guy. And he had to play a little bit as a freshman when he started playing high school ball. But as he's coming up into these last couple of years, as he's coming to his senior year of football, really being someone that the Jayhawks can rely on. Coach Green, as being a quarterback, you've been part of some offensive lines where the pocket's collapsing on you. Talk a little bit about, we've talked about, you have mentioned how Hagerty does a phenomenal job with his reads, and being someone who has played quarterback before, Hagerty's played. What's some of your mindset and what you're thinking about as that kind of pocket's collapsing and you're trying to make your reads and also not take a negative play?
Yeah, the offense that I got to be a part of was very run heavy, but when we did pass the ball, we knew it was going to be a quick hit, quick 3-step drop, and you're either curl flat type of setup where you're reading what the corner does, or smash combination where you're reading what your safety does, and if your corner is deep. So you kind of have an idea where the ball needs to go. Right now, Haggerty's just having a hard time getting to that point. He had someone on him very quick. They're looking at setting up out of the shotgun, maybe hit a quicker read, and that's going to help give him a little time when they go out of the shotgun. And that's definitely something that we're going to find our niche, that if we need a quick hit out to the flat, if we need to hit a slant, and hopefully buy a little time for Eli to progress down the field and find a deeper read to a threat like Aiden Youngblood down the seam, or Tice on a wheel route, or some combination that gets them open in space.
Man, curl flat smash concept, man, I don't know if you're a sponge from listening from the last couple of years, or you know some football.
Wing right 33, that's your curl flat. Wing right 57, that's your 5-step drop into the smash. Those were our play calls, and I think I was completed 2 passes in high school, 1 for a touchdown. The rest were for interceptions, so not high success rate. We did not pass very often.
Not sure what the quarterback rating would be on that, but it doesn't sound super good.
I made the transition to wing back shortly after that. Emergency quarterback.
North Fayette starting with the ball at the 25-yard line. Jesup now on defense after a decent punt from, I believe that was
Aiden, I believe, was back there.
Yep, Aiden punting it. And this has been a theme that we've been talking about here today. Everything's different. Everything's a little bit faster in the scrimmage. People aren't taking plays off, or they're not brother-in-law when you're out there. So it's a great opportunity for us, to get that long snap, to try to work through some of your timing issues. And I know Coach D'Souza, who was talking about a little bit before, has some great coaching points for our boys to try to get ready and execute when we go up to Dyke next Friday. Coach, when you were playing back in high school, were you a specialist at all? Just the body out there, or were you? Could you punt? Could you long snap? Could you kick?
I was not gifted in the kicking area. Soccer was a 4-letter word in our house, and it was always going to be track in the spring. And I was never much of a kicker. No, I'd hide back there and try to field some punts and kicks, and that was part of my duty on special teams. But not a gifted kicker. Typically, we'd wait for the foreign exchange student to show up to kick field goals, or a similar situation to what we will see in a little bit during special teams is one of our female soccer players would come out onto the field. My junior year, Nikki Green was our kicker, so they would announce Nick Green holding for Nikki Green, and Nikki was a very talented kicker for us and converted at a high rate for our point after.
Nice job by the Jesup defense. Obvious passing situation for North Fayette, and doing a nice job on closing the gap there for a pass breakup for our Jayhawks.
Now, we're hearing way too much about my mediocre high school football career. If you're new to the listening, Coach Sauer played at a high level out of Rosemont, Minnesota, representing the Irish of Rosemont, and then made his way down to Iowa for Coach Farley at the UNI Panthers. So when you're looking out here, looking at the left side of their line is kind of a meteor part of their line. What are you doing in this run game to kind of – what are you looking at Jesup's defense that you can then target with their run game, knowing that it's heavy on repetition and fakes and riding their fullback, getting out to the outside? What would you do in these situations here?
Yeah, so we're going to have to blow off the dust off the yearbook and open it up here in Rosemont football. Jeff Urban was my high school football coach. He's still up there for the Rosemont Irish. I think over 25 years at this point, and we ran the veer. Not the same as what you ran in high school, but
a lot more reads, right?
A lot more reads, and I remember as a middle schooler going out there and going to the quarterback, running backs, and wing backs practices, and I showed up my freshman year, and they're like, you need to go to the offensive line. So it's a lot of repetitions. It's a lot of getting fitted on your double teams and everything, and a lot of communication. And these reps are just so important for the quarterback to work on their mesh, that exchange between the quarterback and running back, and being able to make the right reads at a little bit faster speed than probably what you see during practice.
And North Fayette's quarterback right now, Kane Rogers, is coming in at 5'6", 145. That's about what you would have seen me out at back in the day. But in an offense that we run, where you got to see over the line to throw, pass, see your reads, get your eyes on people, North Fayette's offense is based on deception and a lot of times hiding behind your line. And it's not a disservice to have an athletic guy at quarterback that might be not as gifted vertically as much as Haggerty is, but it's a spot that it adds a level of deception to your offense when everyone's in the same spot, and then you've all of a sudden got your guy popping out, running for 20 yards down the right side.
Nice run by the Tiger Hawks there. Last year, what you saw from the Tiger Hawks, that they were really had an ability to open up their passing game with where my notes go. With, did I say this right?
Richter, I believe.
The commit to Upper Iowa for basketball, and was on the team that played the Jayhawks in the playoffs. I won't mention more about that, or I'm going to get Joe Smines in trouble about Jesup beating North Fayette. But just an absolute great squad, just an absolute specimen out there at 6'8", 220 pounds. That's like throwing to me, but 50 pounds lighter. I mean, that would...
A little quicker, I believe.
Maybe. Actually, probably.
Yeah, they made a deep run into the playoffs with facing the eventual runner-up. Is that correct?
Yes, it was. They lost to Spirit Lake, who ended up losing to Westline in the state championship. So
anytime you can end the season out at that level of the dome or close is that's a good run in the fall.
And Northeast Iowa has great football with North Fayette. You know, they've got walk-on up there. And, you know, we've had walk-on. Last time we played North Fayette, I believe, was in 2021. 2021, there were 70 points scored before halftime. And it was a really exciting game. And then the game got out of hand. Yours truly coaching. And, no, it's tough football. You know, when you go up there and scrimmage teams or go against teams from Northeast Iowa.
Northeast Iowa Conference has had a long run of strong football. Throw Crestwood in there. I believe we had a playoff game with Crestwood in recent past. MFL Marmac has had some strong squads. We like to tout the NICL as a very deep conference, but NEIC does a great job across the board athletically.
I believe we saw a ball start there from the Tiger Hawks. We're going to back them up 5 yards. We're looking at 41-yard line going in, and we're looking at 3rd and 11. You know, Nick, especially as you get into high school football and you get on the other side of the 50, it gets really interesting what your play call selection is. You know, if you're backed up a little bit more, you're maybe a little more pass happy, but especially, as you mentioned, this offense is based on a little more window dressing and deception. You're not afraid to run in here. Oh, a little boom right there, right? A little inside handoff reverse.
That's a tremendous job of our guys staying home and not over pursuing the initial handoff to the wing back. That's a huge play in this offense when you can run a type of reverse, a quick counter. Anything that gets you out of position is potentially their big play. They've done a great job passing the ball off of a little play action. They've gone out of shotgun a couple of times. But oftentimes, that's a big play potential in this type of wing offense. We get to see Youngblood back to receive. High jump state qualifier a couple of years ago. Top 5 at districts.
Great opportunity here to practice some situational stuff. I don't know if anyone could hear in the crowd, but they're yelling Peter. Other teams have different terms that they like to yell, but Coach Green, Peter. Are they talking about Peter and Paul, or are they trying?
That sounds biblical to me. I'm trying to draw the connection, but I can't. That one doesn't stick out to me. I believe we used fire. Sounds about right. That you don't want to touch the fire. You don't want to touch the ball. On an interception, we yelled. What's the German word for house?
Oski.
Oski. Yep. Thank you. Oski was our word. Once he intercepted, the whole sideline erupts in Oski.
Deep pass attempt by the Jayhawks. Looks like Haggerty tried to step up into that. Looks like one of the defensive linemen for North Fayette got a hand, and Haggerty wasn't able to get be able to muster the ball all the way to Aiden Youngblood.
Backside seam is a tough throw at this level. Definitely going to need to step into that one. But I like seeing him. He was open, finding the open guy, looking through his reads. And it's fun seeing us test downfield if we have the opportunity to. I know I see we have Cade Reese running in plays right now. He threw a perfect game this summer against the Hudson Pirates. Talented pitcher on the mound. He's received some reps at quarterback in practice, but is an athletic wide receiver for us and a defensive back. That is going to help us out a lot right now, bringing in the plays to the offense. Coach Sauer, did you guys run in plays often? Do a lot of teams run in plays? Do we have the call sheets on the wrist sometimes? What do we see in high school football?
High school football, it varies from level to level. I would say, it has a lot to do with the experience of your guys that are in the huddle. If you have a young team, I really try to get a piece of it there. If you got a young team, I really like the idea of running in plays. You're able to communicate effectively to the person running it in. They're able to relay it. Everybody hears it. I've been part of football for a long period of time, and I've seen it all. I've seen the signals. I've seen stuff on the whiteboard. During my time at UNI, we messed around with some of the poster boards with the 4 pictures. And, it really depends on your clientele and kind of what the offensive coordinator wants. And my experience, I think running in plays like that is very beneficial. Jesup just gets it off.
Great way to get it off. A little quick pooch there. Good pursuit by Larson. That's a tough tackle right there out in space. Number 1, North Fayette, Mason Hines. Looks like a shifty guy. That's a tough play to make in space. Tice did a great job breaking down and making the play there. That's an easy one where you often see over pursuit. They kick it out and get a good chunk of return yards. Good to see good coverage for our guys there.
Yeah, I don't care how great of an athlete you are. The open field tackle is extremely hard in high school football. It doesn't matter if it's 8-man or it doesn't matter if it's all the way to the biggest schools in Iowa. And being a return guy, those skills, those are things you got to want to do. You got to want to be the returner. You got to want to be the quarterback, because at the end of the day, the guys who really kind of step up into that role and really thrive in it are ones that you can trust the most.
Yeah, you got to have a little stupid cowboy in you to stand back there and return those punts. But the guys that do, they're fearless. You got a lot of guys bearing down on you.
North Fayette with the ball at the 25-yard line. Oh, nice spin move by
Chase Eimel, number 3.
Nice hard run. And that's what you got to give credit to. And this is probably what you're going to see a lot this season. I mean, a lot of this similar motions. It's going to be a lot of similar sets with a little different nuances here and there. And it makes it so hard. Coach Green has talked about the riding the fullback. You've talked about the exchange between the center and the quarterback. And, everything looks very similar, and that's a very hard thing. You did a great job of talking about the reads from the linebackers. The guys up front, they're just responsible for their gap or hole, and everybody else in the backfield has to read their keys. You talked about KPI, correct?
Yep, key performance indicator.
And that's, you have the same thing. You have it in basketball, you have it in cross country, and you have it in football. What's your key going to be? What are you supposed to do on that? And that's what's so important. Coach McMartin has done a great job with his staff, and his staff does a tremendous job of being able to take care of their position group and coach guys effectively to let them know what their KPIs are.
Yeah, if you're the safety here, which Aiden, we have putting a lot of guys up in the box, right? We have a lot of guys from linebacker on up. Aiden is the lone safety, so he's looking at what are the tight ends doing. He's getting a read off of them, and then if tight ends are blocking down, he's probably running the alley and try to find a fit near where the linebackers are at. He's that last line of defense. Everyone else is either patrolling the flats. They're the edge guy. The linebackers are working on their first read, working up first, then back, if I'm correct.
Yep.
If our front down 3 guys can control their part of the line of scrimmage, that's going to help logjam a lot, which we are at 3rd and long right here, which we've been doing on these last 2 plays.
Yeah, it's so interesting when you get into the scrimmage. You get into a little pressure here from the Jayhawks.
Great time blitz by Munson. Right, 53. No, Braxton Cavalier.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out Braxton. He's putting on some pounds. He looks like Munson. That's a great compliment for Braxton.
Yeah.
Good blitz by Braxton there. That was very well timed. You never know if they're going to go on 2, go on 3. He timed that up really well. That was well-designed pressure by Coach Sullivan there.
So now you see 2 returners here. You see senior Tice Larson and then junior Aiden Youngblood back there. I think the last couple times we've had just 1 returner, so we'll see what Coach Tony DeSouza maybe has up his sleeve on this return.
Now, are we setting up for a reverse, or do we set this up when you're not sure where the ball is going to end as a returner?
It depends what you see on the film. I mean, I think there's a lot of validity in putting 2 returners back there, and even if the punt was just a little bit longer and it goes right to Tice, even just running to the wide side of the field and sticking it out as a fake reverse, I mean, people got to hold their position. People got to stay their lane. And it's just super interesting, all the different looks you can put out there, because everybody has access to film now through Huddle. Maybe there's someone here tonight from Dike New Hartford watching and scouting, but I mean, any wrinkle you can put out there and still be true to what you want to run is something that your opponents have to prepare for next week. Jayhawks with the ball at the 25-yard line. Ooh, tough exchange between Haggerty and Tice. And looking at maybe just back to the line of scrimmage. One thing in Coach McMartin's 3rd year being here as the head football coach for your Jesup Jayhawks is he loves to establish the run. And I think especially with us being 1A this year after spending several years at 2A, the teams that have the most success are the teams that can establish some type of running game. North Fayette, a run-heavy team that values their defense. They've had a lot of success in the past couple of years with that being their identity. And you've seen Coach Martin these last 2 years and opening up this year, every game, hey, we're going to establish the run. And there's a lot of different ways you can do that. And we're seeing our Jayhawks kind of working through some of what our identity is going to potentially be this year. Three-man set to the Jayhawks sideline. 3rd and long. Obvious passing situation. Haggerty goes back, throws it up. Oh, tattooed.
Wyatt Renner
ran a nice route and was in position, and I think it was just a bang-bang play.
That's a tough one to bring down.
Yeah.
Very tough one to bring down. Good play call, good read. Again, we're right in the right spot. By week 1, we're going to have that ironed out. That's going to be a completion and turning up the field there.
Yeah, from a guy that hasn't ran a lot of routes, I can't imagine what it's like being hit in the rib cage, especially as you're exposing yourself and putting your hands up to try to get a first down for the Jayhawks. Looks like we're at another transition here for our Gatorade game. Still come down. Looks like we still have a decent amount of time, probably about another hour-ish, maybe a little bit less for our scrimmage. Coach Green, we have a little bit of downtime here. So before you're talking about your home scrimmage, you were talking about some things to expect this season. And if you're like me, you're forgetful. Where can we find this information at?
We go to the Nickel calendar.
Okay.
So we have a lot of places to contact within the school for your schedule. The nickel calendar is a great place to start. You can set up reminders on your phone, and it'll tell you when every practice is, every game is, on whatever sport you want. For us specifically, if we get a little more into the weeds with our results and where we are going to be headed, check out our Facebook page, Jesup Cross Country Facebook page. Each week we will post if we are ranked, if we have individuals ranked. We will post the site we are headed to. We will post the live results page. Every meet we attend has a live timing system that will record and report everyone who crosses the finish line when they do in live time. Coach Sauer, I always get a couple texts from him every meet when he sees a runner cross that he wants to give a shout out to. And it's an easy way to follow along if you can't make the trek to any one of the golf courses we head to in the area. And that's the main stopping point for all things Jayhawk cross country. I know our football team does a great job. Coach McMartin is a big social media guy. He loves it. He does a really good job posting and keeping people up to date on all things Jayhawk football. Our volleyball team has an Instagram page, I believe, a Facebook page, and they do a tremendous job keeping us up to date. And if you ever want to learn more about cross country, email ngreen@jesup.k12.ia.us, and I'd be happy to talk cross country if there's any future runners out there or anyone wanting to join the squad this year still.
Also, every week before Jesup kicks off here with Tice Larson, you have a little passion project that's called the pre-meet.
The pre-meet warm-up.
Yep.
I put that on Facebook. The morning of each meet. So these first few weeks, it'll be Thursdays and then a couple Tuesdays back and forth. But what I like to do with that is educate anyone on Facebook and social media what teams we are going to compete against. That's great pursuit by our guys. That's a tough ball to field. Tice did a nice job getting it down to the 10. But the pre-meet warm-up, inspired by my high school football coach, he would always put out the paw print every Friday morning. He did a two-pager that had a recap of the week before, and it also highlighted lifetime records against a school like Dike New Hartford. It would highlight 2 plays that Dike New Hartford was going to run, and then it gave shout-outs to the people in our community who supported us, and that is my version for cross-country. So give people a little more knowledge on the sport of cross-country, and helps go a long ways when we know what to expect at each meet.
I know. I'm always asking for it. I say, Coach Green, where's the pre-meet? I want to dig deep into that. I want to put my talons, my claws into it.
Yep. It's a great way to start your morning with morning coffee, and when you're sitting down at work for the day, see what ranked teams we get to face against. And Northeast Iowa last year in Class 2A was by far the strongest region within the state, in my opinion. You saw Jesup, you saw Oline, you saw Denver. You see schools like Crestwood, Sumner Fred representing. You see Hudson representing at the state level. I believe our conference in state track, our area in the 2-mile had, I believe, 8 of the top 20 athletes in the state this last year. So this is a great region for cross country and distance running as a whole.
And we'll talk about being a great region for athletics. The nickel. The Northeast Iowa Conference. In a little bit here, we're going to talk about our volleyball team, and our volleyball team coming in ranked 8th in all of 2A. I was able to talk to Coach Bass just real briefly about her scrimmage that they had on Tuesday. They have got another scrimmage coming up here on Saturday, and I'll kind of touch base with that as we continue throughout the scrimmage. North Fayette looking at a 3rd and long here on Jesup 22-yard line. Little long motion boot out from the Tiger Hawks. Ooh, it's going to be close. We'll see where they get it marked.
I don't know, Jim.
It looks like a first down for the Tiger Hawks. And that's what's so tough. You see a similar look, same look over and over again, and then you just see a little boot out, and then defense isn't reading their keys. You see maybe that tight end or that wing slips across, and you see a first down for your Tiger Hawks. First down at the 40-yard line. Little run and a really great tackle plugging up the line of scrimmage for Drew Munson, number 30.
There we go. You love seeing that type of action in the backfield there. That's a great job. Great low tackle. He's not going to go anywhere. Drew, big double leg takedown guy.
Blast double, blast single.
There we go. Represented the Jayhawks well down at state duels. I believe was a individual qualifier as well. Yeah.
Nice tackle by Aiden Youngblood out in space. Really solid running game as we're starting here during this, as we continue through the scrimmage for your Tiger Hawks. We don't see a lot of tight end wing on our schedule this year. We're going to talk a little bit about the schedule for our Jayhawks. Obviously tonight against North Fayette Valley. Next week in the season opener, we travel to Dyke, New Hartford to go play the Wolverines in non-district play. Then we travel to Vinton-Shellsburg. That's been a team that we've had in our district for the last 2 years, and we don't have them in district play this year, but we'll go back up there for some non-district play. We'll have our home opener on the 12th against Osage. We'll have back-to-back home games against Waterloo, Columbus, and then we'll travel to Union again. We played at Union last year on the 26th. Then we'll have Appleton-Parkersburg at home on October 3rd. We will travel to Sumner Fred on the 10th, and then we will have Hudson Pirates. This has been a team, I think, over the last 10 years. We've played 8 times.
Had some very close games with them, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Some challenging games, but then some also very competitive games as well.
What's really cool, the Jayhawks are down in Class 1A versus 2A this year. Oh. Good quick whistle, good run. Way to tuck it and run from the Tiger Hawks. When I first started coaching here, one thing I saw is it seemed like we always had Dyke New Hartford. It seems like we always had Hudson. We always had Sumner Fred. We always had Southwind. And with us going down to Class 1A, you see some of those teams, and you see a lot more NICL teams this year. And to be honest with you, the travel's not as bad. We're not going to PCM. Oh, thanks, dear. Thanks. Shout out to my wife for bringing me something to eat.
Every good coach, every good announcer knows it starts at home.
Yep, starts at home. The real head coach, the wives. I know I talked to Coach Martin, Coach Green. We talk about your wife, too. Head coach is only as good as the boss at home, right? Absolutely.
We all know they do way more than they support us, and takes two. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I like where you're going with it, though.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out Aubrey Green and Jack Green if you're watching.
4th down, run from the Tiger Hawks, and looks like they're going to squeak through here for a 1st down. Green, I was trying to get to this point earlier. You get on this side of the 50, and punting doesn't look like much of an option anymore. You're okay if you're third and mid, third and long. You don't care if you get to a 4th and short here because your playbook is still decently wide open.
Yeah, at the high school level, if you've got someone that's going to put it through the uprights here, you've got a special talent. We may have seen someone like that with PCM last year. They had a talented kicker, but you're better off trying to chip away, get a few yards. If you have the punter to put it within the 5, that's a great option, but you're going to set yourself up for 4 downs here, which does a nice job of shortening the field and the play calls that you need, right?
Right.
3 yards in a cloud of dust is going to get you that 1st down when you're inside the 40.
Yeah, being able to flip the field depending on, especially with your North Fayette Valley, this is a team, and I don't have all the notes on this, but you're looking at a team that probably does a really nice job every single game with the time of possession. So you have to be very calculated with, maybe we're going to get 8 drives possible.
Right.
Some teams that maybe like to throw the ball around, you're going to get more opportunities to score more drives. But North Fayette, as they continue to kind of chip away into Jesup territory, they can be calculated. You know, hey, we're okay with going for it on 4th and 5 because we've had a lot of success going forward.
Absolutely. Coach Sauer is a big PJ Fleck guy, University of Minnesota, and I just watched a video of him talking about his 3 key indicators. You know, the turnover game is big. Are you going to turn the ball over? Tonight we haven't seen interceptions. We haven't seen fumbles, which is great by each program. But then big plays. Are you making big plays, or are you stopping them? Are you not allowing them? For North Fayette, a big play might be a 10-yard run with this offense. They're also looking down the field to pass here and there, but that might be 10 to 15 yards is a big play. Last year, Ryan Treptow, a big play is 50 yards because we're capable of spreading the field like that. But once you determine what that big play is for you, if you have more of those than you allow, you're going to be in a good position to find success and to put a number in that left column in the newspaper on Saturday morning.
Yeah, I think we watched a similar video, or you sent it to me, and yeah, they said the teams that usually win that objective, you know, they're winning big plays. You know, when we talk about big plays, some people think that, oh, nice, another great run there by the Tiger Hawks. You talk about big plays, and it differs from program to program. When most people talk about big plays, we're looking at 20 yards or more. And if you can have more big plays than the other team, statistically speaking, through this video that I was watching from PJ Fleck,
yeah,
you're going to have a higher probability of winning. And, you know, you said this before, you know, right now it's kind of a 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And that's, you know, especially right now, it's a little bit cooler weather. Maybe guys aren't drinking as much right now, and they're just kind of, obviously there's no time of possession. Ooh, they mark him down.
Says he's down.
Nice solid run by the Tiger Hawks there, but yeah, time of possession matters. And in this scrimmage, things are controlled, and we're not looking at so much from how much time's left and when we're going to get the ball back, but it's, you know, hey, your back's up against the wall. What call are we looking at here?
Right.
You know, like, you know, this is, I don't know what play number this is, but hey, we got to dig. You know, one thing I learned young in my coaching career is saying bend, don't break. We can give up stuff, but you don't want them allow them to score here.
Right. This is a great opportunity for that feeling of momentum switch if we get that goal line stand. Easier said than done, obviously.
Yeah. And the Tiger Hawks go ahead and punch that one in for a touchdown. I think we're going to be saving some of PAT field goal for later on. Great opportunity as we continue to practice some of our special teams during this scrimmage.
Which that is an area that I'm highly anticipating. We have Haley Gangler has been auditioning as our leading kicker, field goal kicker. Coach McMartin has said she has showed up and been super intentful and attentive in everything she does at football practice when it comes to being our starting field goal kicker. She actually, fun fact, started as a cross-country runner. Tenacious, very tough runner, ran some 800s for us in middle school track. Very tough kid, very talented on the soccer field, which brings her to the football team this fall, and has done a great job in the weight room preparing herself to kick. She's done a great job with Coach DeSouza working on the ins and outs of kicking. Coach McMartin was praising her for a 35-yard attempt that went in the other day at practice, and that'll be a fun area that we get to watch here in a bit, but also a highlight that has shown strong for the Jayhawks these first couple weeks in practice.
Jesup's here on offense at the 25-yard line. It looks like Crew Reese is in with Bradley Pint in the backfield. Really good patience by Bradley Pint as he stumbles his way up to the 30-yard line. Now, Coach Green, I know you're somebody who, well, at least your brother likes to play video games, but and you're pretty busy with Aubrey and Jack at home, and actually somebody that's going to be moving their own nest.
Absolutely. Talk about Jayhawks on the move. Get to move to Jesup and be a part of Jesup. I have a lot next to me that I'm looking to sell to Coach Sauer, but if anyone out there has a home for sale, hit up Tim Sauer at tsauer@jesup.k12.ia.us with your realtor or Zillow link, and he's looking to move, so add one more to town.
Thanks, Green.
Yep, you bet. No, we were very excited to be a part of the Jesup community. I've been working here. This is my 10th year, and I always talked about it, always wanted to, and get a great opportunity to be a part of this great group of people. And we spend a lot of time in the community with different events and sports, and I encourage anyone who's out there thinking about it, head to town, be a part of the Jayhawk community, and find something that is meaningful to you and can be a part of.
Well, before you tried to tell me to move, I was going to ask you what defense you like to run on NCAA football, but right now it's 4th down at the 29-yard line. It looks like punt by the Jayhawks. Ooh, nice spiral kick.
Max DeVore.
Oh, nice kick. Working on that pursuit there.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds, and the Tiger Hawks will take back over at the...
Nice punt by Max DeVore. Talk about a kid that got put on the stage at state duels this last year. I believe he had a huge match against Osage, I want to say, in the team's pursuit of a trophy. And tough as nails kid. He's put on about 20 pounds since last year, wanting to get challenged for a spot, be a huge contributor on the field, and type of kid you love having on your side. Shout out to Ella, Lizzie, and Lena. They are his siblings on our cross-country team.
Yeah, impressive run. Impressive run from your cross-country team today, and I know you already touched base upon that. And I'll tell you what, after going down to the state meet this year, I have a newfound respect for running, especially at such a high level. Jayhawks, North Fayette at the 25-yard line here. See that long motion. About a run of about 2 yards. Look at the clock there. We've got about, it looks like we're ticking down with the time. We got some time here, so I'm going to talk a little bit about our Jesup volleyball team. I was able to talk to Coach Bass a little bit before she went to practice. Tuesday, Jesup was able to go to a multi-team scrimmage. They were able to scrimmage against Denver, who I believe is ranked number 1 in 2A. Scrimmage against Waverly Shellrock, Janesville, Don Bosco, and Iowa Falls. Denver is a team last year who didn't lose one home game during their regular season for volleyball. And what's really cool to see with the Jayhawks, and ranked number 8 in 2A. And on top of that, they have 10 out of the top 15 teams ranked in 2A is going to be from the NICL. Oh, yes, thank you. Next Thursday, the Jayhawk volleyball squad will have a game against line.
It's a
Triangular, sorry. Clayton Ridge and Mac Valley.
5 o'clock.
Sorry, my notes got lost in the wash. So good thing we have Jesup Athletic Director Joe Smines up here. Thursday, starting at
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Awesome. So Thursday, we have a triangular for our Jesup volleyball squad. Coach Green, you have your first meet on Thursday as well. And
in
that
Charles City, Iowa.
Charles City.
I can do Charles City, Illinois.
At some point, either today or later this season, we'll have Coach Joe Smines, Athletic Director Joe Smines, up here to talk about some of the success that we've had the previous season with our Jesup athletic programs. Jesup with the ball here at the 25-yard line. Not much doing up front. Jayhawks second and long here. Ball about the 22-yard line. Brown gets his feet set, and there's just too much pressure from the Tiger Hawks for a sack. Now, Green, going back to your playing days for high school football, talk about, were you guys able to scrimmage back in the day, back 14 years ago?
Typically, we would have an inter-squad scrimmage, Gatorade Bowl set up just like this, cross-country run, kind of run through town with the community able to join in. And then I believe we would run an inter-squad scrimmage. And then maybe possibly my senior year, we brought down a team like Northeast Goose Lake from Class 2A. We were Class 3A, and get some live looks that way. But I remember growing up and running the 5K and then heading to the scrimmage as well. I was only allowed to do that 1 year, and then football coach said, no, you're not allowed to do that anymore. So there began my love for cross-country and distance running. But that was kind of our setup.
Yeah, it seemed like for my first couple of years here, all you could have was an inter-squad scrimmage, and then you were able to get to other teams. And now how it looks in Iowa high school football is you can have up to 3 teams. I know up in Minnesota when I was playing, Saturday morning we'd get 3 or 4 teams there. Nice ball from the Jayhawks. And you were able to get a couple teams together. It was 3 or 4 hours, and you just go against a whole bunch of different looks. And, it's a great opportunity to put some stuff on film and get corrected through the weekend and get your guys coached up on Monday.
Yeah, it's a great thing that I think the state of Iowa, the association, and the union allowing scrimmages in all of our sports, either before the season begins. I know golf is allowed to do it while their season is going on. It doesn't count towards their record. But it gets another opportunity to compete. We're definitely in the business of opportunities and allowing competition to happen. But it just allows everyone else to be, allows you to be safe. Once your actual competition does start up, it allows you to be effective. And if we're in the business of opportunities, we're also in the business of opportunities of making our kids better and giving them a chance to grow. So I think that the scrimmage offers that. And Coach Smines will face North Fayette in some basketball scrimmages in the past. They'll go face Waterloo West, Waterloo East. Good opportunity to see some people that you might not normally see in your regular season.
Run on first down from the Jayhawks, and maybe no gain on that run. Just a really great opportunity. That seems to be a common theme amongst, talking to some different Jesup coaches, talking about giving those opportunities in the weight room for our kids to train together and offering them consistency. And moments like this right now, giving the opportunities for the Jayhawk football team to go against some different teams, different schemes at the Gatorade scrimmage. Nice solid run on 2nd and 11. Will not go down, and that is by
Oscar Cole.
Oscar Cole. Nice hard run. Jesup moving crew up front did a really nice job, just giving him a little bit of daylight and setting up from what was a 2nd 11 to a very manageable 3rd and 1 at the 35-yard line.
Oscar's a kid that got some time on the varsity JV baseball diamond this summer. Talented, athletic kid. Shows up to the weight room quite a bit, and great attendance there. Obviously a great motor that we can see on that run as he's firing his feet, trying to get the extra yard. A lot of good straight speed as well if he does find that edge or get some space. I know last year it was a lot of hitting the ball off in 8th grade football, and you can see Oscar 80 yards later in the end zone. But obviously a little bigger bodies here. He's getting some action in our scrimmage, and it's good to see those reps start to add up.
A really nice job by the big boys up front, the Hogs up front, creating just a little sliver of space for Oscar to get the first down here for the Jayhawks. Nice hard run there by Oscar, just trying to bounce it outside after there wasn't much doing over there by the hash. I think throughout all of our rambling today, Coach Green, that, we're seeing some consistency with our offense now. We're seeing some drives that are going, not 3 and out, not 4 or 5 plays. We're actually kind of putting some stuff together here.
Yep, it's exciting to see that theme start to progress where, like you said, run first, second down, get some yards, put ourselves in a situation where we don't have to pass necessarily. We have the option on third down, and you can see the rhythm is there starting to develop. As we get into third and long.
On this side of the field, it's a little bit harder. You're on the other side of the 50. You might look for a screen here. You might look for some type of draw. But on this side of the 50, you have to be, I would argue, unless you're 3rd and 15 plus, you try to be a little more aggressive here to try to get this first down so you can, so you put yourself in a better opportunity to score. I mean, you really, if at all worse, you can try to flip the field.
Oakley Brown.
Nice hard run. Oh. Little laundry on the field. You're going to see holding on your Jayhawks.
Big collision on the end of that play. Oakley Brown getting right back up. Tough kid. One of our, I believe, starting guards in the basketball team at that level. Point guard type of kid, quarterback type of kid, pitcher on the mound. Does it all. Run some 800s in the spring, which I love to see.
What was really cool to see about with Brown there is his internal clock. As a quarterback, the only time I got to play quarterback was flag football and PE. But you have an internal clock because if you sit there long enough, you're going to have about 500 pounds of mass on you at any given point in time. So he did a really nice job working through his progression, didn't like what he saw, rolled out, and tried to put the Jayhawks in a really good position to get a first down. With the penalty, we're back here on the 39-yard line.
Looks like just a reset of the play before.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
Looks like a little either miscommunication on the snap count or just a whiff on the snap there. Jayhawks are looking about 4th and 8, right at the 38-yard line. 39. And this is another great opportunity to practice some situational work. Where maybe hypothetically you're down here right now. We got some tired legs out there. I'm sure everyone's a little gassed from all the reps that they're getting. And so a great opportunity to see what you've got in your bag of tricks here. Oh. Roll out, snuffed out by the Tiger Hawk defense.
That was one of those curl flat combos that we're looking at there. Roll out. Okay, so was the corner going to sit? We had 17. Logan Grau, one of my favorite students, on the curl, and then we had 20-something coming into the flat. The read was there, just not enough time.
And that's a really good progression that, especially with young quarterbacks, sometimes it can be really difficult as you're sitting in the pocket trying to make those reads. And sometimes when you got a younger, inexperienced quarterback out there, not saying it wasn't played in middle school, but especially when we get to the high school ball, rolling out buys that quarterback just a little bit more time. So it's a great opportunity to slow down the game for individuals and be able to go through their reads a little more confidence and develop a little more reassurance in the Jayhawk passing game. Tiger Hawks at the 25-yard line, first down. Another solid run snuffed out by the Jayhawks for a gain of 1 yard. Second down, 2nd and 9, right at the 26-yard line for your Tiger Hawks. Little short motion across the field. Reverse boot. at the sidelines and almost caught like Keegan Youngblood on the sideline. Coach Sullivan, long-time veteran of Jesup football. I was talking to Coach the other day, and I think he said he's been teaching for 25 years plus, and I know he's been here as long as I've been here, maybe 20 years. Sorry for getting that wrong, Sully, but you can see Sullivan trying to get our guys coached up and how we try to approach that communication factor. Communication is so huge on the football field, especially where you see the short motion, you see the long motion. Inside reverse by the Tiger Hawks. Green, talk about a little bit about that deception and why that's so important, for the run game, something that you're a little more familiar with than I was, as my hand was always on the ground in high school and college. Talk about the importance of that deception and what you've seen from the Tiger Hawks tonight.
Yeah, you can tell they work on and practice quite a bit. Of anytime you're going in motion, it's the same level of intent. Anytime the quarterback's giving a fake, it's the same level of intent as if he's actually giving the ball. So that when he does ride the fake, it looks the same as a handoff. When the wingback receives it there, he's taken off just as if he's going to run to the right hash, but instead hands it off on the inside reverse handoff. We had guys in the backfield doing their job, just bonked into each other.
Right.
We were there in position, but that's a big part of this offense, and they do a really nice job. This offense benefits from having, every offense does, large linemen, but if you're undersized with quick, strong athletes, you can get a lot accomplished as well because everything happens very quickly. If you watch our Armed Forces Bowl or Army-Navy Bowl this fall, you see the same type of offense, very quick action. They're going to hit the fullback quick, or they're going to fake and then dump off pass to the tight end. Everything happens within about 2 seconds when the ball's hiked, and it's very quick.
First down for the Tiger Hawks at the 49-yard line. Looks a little, you see him spread out just a little bit here, trying to expand and contract the box. Nice solid run on the outside. Looks like the Jayhawks didn't create a great fit from their force player. Looks like our force player got sucked inside, and that changes the responsibility, as Coach Green was talking about, for the free safety to run the alley, the open area between the cornerback and the force player, and another first down here for the Tiger Hawks.
Yeah, you want to see us make a stop here on first down. You don't want to keep allowing 5 yards of play. If we can get in a spot where we get in the backfield, perfect opportunity there. Number 4 doing his job, Gavin Cherry. Great job, Gavin, there. Staying home, not over-pursuing. Yeah, this sets us up in a really good spot on second down where we're a little more aggressive. Maybe we're getting after the quarterback if they're trying to pass. But it's good to see our guys respond, because this is on the other side of the 50, like you've been talking about. Stop the bleed, stop them, and give yourself a chance in a real game to get the ball back and get a little bit of a momentum swing.
Yeah, some offensive pass here from the Tiger Hawks, looking streaking down the sideline if we're out of position, and then touchdown by the Tiger Hawks.
Great ball by number 2. That's a Dane Weimer there, freshman. That's a very mature ball right there that he put right on the numbers for 16 to reel in. And I assume that's the type of offense we would have seen from them last year with airing it out to Mr. Richter and with Hines at quarterback. Good ball by number 2. And but that's the danger of this offense. It sucks you up. We put 8 in the box. And then when they go out of shotgun, you have to recognize, respond, and know that something is coming downfield as opposed to 3 yards at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, when you're developing your offensive identity, you're looking, and a lot of what we've seen from the Tiger Hawks tonight is 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And some decent rules of thumb are try to get 5 yards on first down, try to get 3 on second down, and then you're looking at third and short, third and manageable at that point. Jayhawks here on offense at the 25-yard line. Oakley Brown at quarterback. Jayhawks with the pass right into the hands of
Gavin Cherry, no? Number 1.
Mason
Mason
Horbach.
Horbach.
Mason did a great job of seeing the ball, seeing it, and squeeze it. So if you're at home and you're yelling, catch the ball, me personally in my coaching day, I don't think that was a great coaching cue. We always, coaches on the sideline see it, squeeze it. You're able to see it and squeeze it. No one goes out there and runs a route to drop the ball. So great coaching cue. Nice job by Mason to secure the catch and getting the Jayhawks into a manageable 2nd and short here on the 34-yard line. Little high snap. Good solid run there by the Jayhawks. Maybe a yard or two. Depends where the spot here is at. Looks like another Jayhawk first down here.
Speaking to the pass that Brown put in, hit Horbach on the number there. That's a great job of setting ourselves up for a 2nd and short. Allows us to get that first down. Now we can be a little more creative again on first down. But you love seeing that type of bullet accuracy from Brown.
Patience shown in the pocket by Brown. Brown shedding tacklers and a hard-fought 2 yards down the field. And that's a little something we were talking about earlier. Not getting rolled out as much, trying to sit in the pocket, and had a decent start with protection up front. And as protection breaks down, you only have so many places to run to. There's A gap, B gap, C gap, D gap release. Now I'm trying to get into the weeds, but at some point you got to realize you got to put your head down and try to live the play for the next down. Third down from the Jayhawks after a negative run play. One thing, Coach Green, and I'm sure your coaches talked about this, is penetration, A-gap penetration, B-gap penetration, making sure you're getting the blocks. And any type of penetration is really going to mess up your reads. It's going to mess up your aiming points, especially on the offense. And that's got to be super important things that the Jayhawks got to be able to shore up as we go into Dyke New Hartford next week.
Yeah, I know right now for Oakley, it starts with the snap that he's receiving. If he has to go up for it, if he has to go to the side for it, that's losing that half second that he needs to help make that throw or make that read. Good snap there by Dom Mount. I believe he's at center right now for us. And that's huge to allow your quarterback to give him time. And then the line does their job holding the line as well. But you're right, Dyke New Hartford, I believe they're reloading quite a bit, which is something they do often, is reload and get ready for the upcoming season. They're going to have new faces in that starting lineup, but it will be a good test for us to start the 2025 campaign.
Jesup fourth down, 4th and 11. Good snap. Oakley steps up, and he's met by a pride of Tigerhawks.
Pride sounds correct.
Pride?
Yeah. Tigers don't operate in prides, and neither do Hawks. Lions do, but I'm not sure what they are when they're combined.
I'll have to do some independent research to correct myself in the further broadcast. Sounded good on top. Looks like we're going to get another exchange here between Jesup and North Fayette. Got about 15 minutes left on our clock. I think tonight's scrimmage is slated to end anywhere from 7:50 to 8 o'clock. We'll see what progresses here. Looks like I think there's a chance for rain at some point throughout the day, but it looks like the rain's kind of stayed away. It's definitely cooled off, definitely in the low 70s right now. Great opportunity for the Tigerhawks here, right here at the 25-yard line. What'd you see there, Green? Looking from maybe an RPO standpoint, or maybe something that the Tigerhawks were trying to identify and operate there.
Yeah, they definitely seem to be going into their bag of offense here with Weimer at quarterback. A little different style of attack, which is great for our defense to see some varied looks. But definitely looking to just a different type of action that we haven't seen tonight with the RPO. RPO, you're going to want, again, over pursuit. You're going to want people to get out of their position and then take advantage of the open wide receiver or the running option that the quarterback has available.
First and 10 through Tiger Hawks. Solid run up the middle. Tiger Hawks breaking through the arm tackles right now. And a substantial gain on first down for North Fayette. You know, Green, as we've gone through the game, you see some things break down on both sides, offensively and defensively for both teams. What are some things during a cross-country meet that some of your athletes might encounter, some things that they might have to break through for and try to pick themselves up by the bootstraps and have a strong finish for the race?
The biggest hurdle in distance running in cross-country is what do you do at the fumble?
Covered by North Fayette.
What do you do at the start of the race to help set you up for a strong finish? There's no medals, there's no ribbons handed out at the mile mark, the 2 mile mark, not even the 3 mile mark, so we're 3.1. So it's a long race and you have to treat it as such. We talk a lot about being uncomfortable and challenging yourself throughout the race, but knowing that there is a lot more to be done in that second third of the race, or third of the race, where there might be the hills coming up, the next challenge coming up, and we need that aerobic base. We need that strength built in, and if you're going to maintain that pace. I have our splits in front of us, and it's very common to see the first lap nice and quick. Second lap, you're about 20 seconds slower. Third lap, you're about 30 seconds slower. That's a very typical pattern that you see in high school running. But the more talented the runner, the stronger the runner, the more strategic runner is going to be more of an even split, which is something that you would have seen tonight from Will Nesbitt and Jordan Bergman going out and winning each race, but with very even splits. They did not fall off a ton from the first lap to the second lap, which is going to correlate into a lot of success for your running. But that's a big trend you could also see in football and basketball. You know, can you win the third quarter? If you come out and win the third quarter, you've got a good opportunity of putting yourself in a place to win in the fourth quarter. But you can't fall off. You can't taper off. You can't hit it hard the first half and fall off in the second half. That's where the adjustments are made. And right now it's great for our guys to be out there for sustained drives, regardless of what the outcomes are, because we're building that base that we're going to need in a fight against Dike New Hartford or Vinton Schallsburg, especially Osage and teams like that, Summer Fred, district play games when season's getting longer and we're out on the field for those drives on offense. We're going to have a lot of guys playing both ways. And are we capable of sustaining in that second third or that third of the game?
Yeah, one thing you talked about kind of right before halftime and into the third quarter, there are some coaches who really like the philosophy of the middle eight. Whether that's in basketball or football. It's kind of how I look at that lens. And you're looking at the last 4 minutes of the second quarter and the first 4 minutes of the third quarter. And if you can, do your job in the first and the fourth quarter, but if you can set the tone and have some momentum changes in that last 4 minutes of the second quarter and the first 4 minutes of the third quarter, that has a lot more influence on the game versus some of the other times that you see during a football game. Jayhawks have the ball, first down on the 25-yard line. Jayhawks in the gun. 2 receivers set to the Jayhawks sideline. Another one of those RPOs there. Just missed the target. Justin Berg, I believe, who was out there. And just timing, just working on timing throughout the scrimmage, working out some of those kinks, like we've mentioned throughout the scrimmage. Practice speed, game speed, scrimmage speed. You're just working on that timing. It's such a delicate balance between the handoff there and reading the conflict defender and be able to get it out for the common RPO that seems to become a little more common throughout throughout football these days. Jesup run on second down. Lost 2 yards out there to set up 3rd and 11 for the Jayhawks. What are you trying to call here? You're Ohio State on NCAA football. What are you thinking here for a concept or?
Probably shark wheel. Get a wheel concept from the running back out of the backfield where he gets into the flat and then heads up a seam on the backside. If you get a little over pursuit, if you get the eyes going towards your number 1 wide receiver, number 2, that halfback like a Tice Larson sneaks out and open in the flat, and then he heads straight up the field.
Yeah, I like that. You talk about shark wheel. Oh, nice. Way to secure the catch.
Great grab. We're going to call that a catch right now. Justin Berg. No, that's a little Justin Berg if that's number 22. That's not Justin Berg. Hosford. Will Hosford. I read that wrong. Justin Berg looks like he's also at number 22 on our spreadsheet. That'll have to change.
Strike 1. Now, excellent catch in traffic there to bring it down. You know, you talk about shark wheel. I really like to call that a rail as the running backs coming out of the backfield. If you've been following Jayhawk Sports Network and the Coach McMartin tenure, that is something that has had some success in the prior couple of years. And being able to, it's hard. It's hard to cover somebody in space. It's hard to tackle in space. And that shark wheel is great playing NCAA football, and it's great playing high school athletics as well. Looking at second down on the on the 39-yard line. About 7.5 minutes left on our scoreboard. See where that brings us for the scrimmage. Nice fake there by Brown, and now another solid run by the Jayhawks, bringing us into 3rd and 7. Perfect. Confirmed by Mr. Berg himself. We'll see here with the time running down what Coach McMartin decides to do. Oh, we spread it out to a trip set closest to the Jesup sideline. An incomplete pass from the Jayhawks, setting up a 4th and, I'd probably call this a 4th and long here. Fourth and 7 for the Jayhawks. 2 receivers set over by North Fayette sideline. Pass. Throws an absolute laser down the field to
Logan Grau.
Logan. Your main man, Logan.
Great catch, Logan. Fun fact, his dad grew up a Calamus Wheatland grad. My dad was his bus driver.
No.
Fun fact.
6 degrees of separation.
Yep.
Yeah, great job by Logan there to see it, squeeze it, get upfield, and allowing the Jayhawks to get a first down here. 1st and 10 here at the 37-yard line. Run play from the Jayhawks. And North Fayette does a great job of closing up the gap for a gain of maybe a yard. Second down and 10 for the Jayhawks. Gun set. Run between the A-gaps and climb forward for about a 2 to 3 yard run. Coach Green, what are some of the things that you've liked so far? I know we've gone back and forth between the young guys out there, the older guys out there. What are some things that you could take away that have been fairly positive for the Jayhawk, especially on offense so far?
I think the first thing that sticks out is our passing attack. We haven't been as successful with the running game since those first couple carries by Tice Larson that he was able to bounce to the outside. But I have been impressed with some of the accuracy, especially here from Oakley, working against NFV's freshmen and younger guys. These are our younger guys. These are our freshmen. I think that looks very promising with his early accuracy. I think our varsity had some really good looks in the passing attack that is going to help soften up the defense maybe and allow Tice that room near the line of scrimmage. But I think those are the things that stick out that are going to help lead us to success. It is fun to air it out a little and see the ball being thrown around the field. And maybe that's part of our identity this year. We definitely have some guys that are talented athletes on the outside that you want to get the ball to. I think we're going to see some young guys have the opportunity to step up and challenge for some varsity spots. But I think that's really promising. I know our freshmen are going to get some great Monday opportunities to compete this year. That's a great thing for them to get that time on the field. But they're also going to contribute in special teams for us. There's not going to be any falling off once they're on the field. They're a talented group, but I think overall our varsity guys, you saw Youngblood have some action in the passing game. We saw Larson have some action. I think that's going to be big for us first time out, getting to watch our Jayhawks.
Yeah, you're seeing some really great things. 2 plays ago, you saw another catch by your main man, Logan, there. Just looks like he just has super soft hands out there. There's a little bit of a tight catch radius for him, but he's been very sure-handed in that last play. You saw another super hard run by Oscar Cole. And I don't think we were able to convert the first down, but some really good stuff so far that we're seeing with our younger guy squad, being able to move the ball, get to the right space on their offensively on their concepts. Another break in the action here. I think where we're at right now, we're going to start looking at some third down situational work. Everything you've seen so far has been the chains moving and setting you up for what it looks like on second down, third down, what you're going to do on fourth down. And it looks like Coach McMartin and Coach Justin Hines are out there discussing what they want for the rest of this scrimmage. Maybe just looks like they're just talking about some clarity. One, I think, really great aspect, if that's what we're moving to here, is a third down situational. You're going to be looking at the ball getting moved. It's going to be third and short, third and mid. That's what I mean by third and short. I mean probably third down and 4 yards or less. That's what I would consider third and short. Third and 5 to third and 8 would be third and mid. And then anything over 8 yards would be third and long. So it looks like, I think we're going to get the ball here at the 45-yard line, whatever team's going on offense. And we're going to get a couple snaps at third and short, third and mid, and third and long, or whatever order we decide to go on here. But great situational work, because obviously there are certain plays that you try to run and when it's short, certain plays you try to run when it's medium, and certain play selections when it's third and long. Jesup offense going out there on 3rd and 10. And what I really like this is I'm more of an offensive guy, so now you're in the territory of, hey, you're not just trying to run it into field goal, try to get into field goal range, or just try to get a first down. You're maybe in a little bit more attack mode, especially inside the 30-yard line here. Pass play by Jesup, down the seam, and right off the hands of Aiden Youngblood.
You do like that quick drop and quick release from Haggerty, though. That's something that we'll need to do to have success, to get the ball downfield right now. Hit him in a good spot. But that's a good rep for us right there.
Yeah, there's a clock in every quarterback's head, and you're looking. The clock is under 2 seconds for looking at some of your reads and then progressing to the next. And it's great to see that quick decision making from Haggerty. 3rd and mid, drop back by the Jayhawks, right at the sticks. Oh, off the hands of Aiden and into the hands of a Tiger Hawk. They won't switch here. They won't switch possession. Switch who has the ball. It looks like now the Jayhawks will move into third and short, 3rd and 2nd. Now the playbook changes a little bit. Maybe you're looking at a play action here. You're looking for a little bit more of a RPO, or maybe you're looking to some misdirection. You're looking for a draw. There's a whole bunch of other things, and that's where the coaches make their money and try to scout out what they're going to see from the opponents on certain situations during the game. Quarterback draw from the Jayhawks. What do you think, Green?
I think Haggerty's a tough runner. If you get him in that type of situation, that's a good, a well-thought-out play there with 3rd and short. He's going to be capable of plowing ahead and delivering a hit. Coach McMartin talks a lot about him of cracking a lot of helmets last year at the middle linebacker position on JV. And then special teams on the varsity. Obviously, this year getting a bigger role as the guy at quarterback. But if he's running with his head down and heading downfield, we're capable of getting those yards, which I think he would have had a first down if we were not switching here, which it looks like we are.
Tiger Hawks on offense, 3rd and long. Long motion across, play action pass. Oh, incomplete pass.
That's a great example right there of Reese knowing his job and running with the tight end there. Tight end goes on the backside for a seam or maybe for a corner route, and Reese did not have his eyes in the backfield. That's doing a really good job of staying disciplined and eventually disrupting the play there.
And that's where it gets harder as you're playing defense. And if we back it up here, that play action, you get lulled to sleep with the run. And with the situationally, hey, it's 3rd and 10. We know that I have to try to get a bump on the tight end or the wing coming across the field. And like you said, great job by Reese. 3rd and middle, pulled it from the belly, and, missed tackle from the Jayhawks. Tice Larson there to clean it up.
Tough example of being on an island there for Max DeVore. That's a guy coming around the corner with a full head of steam. You got lower your center of gravity, know which direction you want him to go. You want him to go inside, shade him in, be the edge, and that's just a good hard run by NFV quarterback there.
Now we're looking at 3rd and short for the Tiger Hawks. T formation. Hard run and looks by the mark. It would be a first down. Now, I'm not sure if they're on the schedule. We have red zone. I don't know if they're going to move right to red zone or if they're going to give them a couple more opportunities here with the 3rd down. I think, Coach McMartin signaling to the north. I think they're ready to buckle up the chin straps and try to play football in a phone booth here as they condense the field. Jesup going back on offense here inside the red zone, which is going to be from the 10-yard line in. I think we're going to get here, ball starts on the 10-yard line. You're going to have 4 downs to score, turnover on defense, or touchdown will change possessions. So another great situational work, 4 downs to score, and we'll see what that does here for the Tiger Hawks and the Jayhawks. Nice RPO.
That's a great read by Haggerty. They had about engage 8. Talk about Madden and NCAA terms right there. They had 8 guys rushing into the backfield with one-on-one situations out on our X and Y receivers, and had the right read, hitting the slant. That's a tough play, but very well defended by North Fayette. He knew his job was to stay on that inside shade and did a nice job of getting the defensive hand up.
And as an offense, things get harder as the field condenses. The safety's not as far back. The corners are a little bit tighter. The linebackers are closer to the line of scrimmage. So it's really interesting to see kind of how your identity. Ooh, and a nice,
Great job.
nice toss over there to Haggerty to Aiden Youngblood.
You love seeing Aiden make that catch because he had 2 pop off the numbers early. You love seeing him have his hands ready. He knew the ball was coming to him once he made that cut. And again, Haggerty makes the right read. McMartin has talked about that all week with us in the PE office. That Haggerty does the right job finding the read. He knew Aiden was going to be there based off where the linebacker was headed, where the corner was staying off in the flat. Great read and great design by Mr. OC, offensive coordinator.
Tiger Hawks on offense on the 10-yard line. 2 wide receivers set to the Jayhawks sideline. Little window dressing on the side, and it was able to kind of pause the Jayhawk interior. And the Tiger Hawks are 2nd and goal on the 2-yard line.
As fun as it is to score on the red zone, it's even more fun getting that stop. So it'd be awesome to see the defense kind of galvanize here. There's no bigger momentum shift than stopping the team on the goal line.
2nd and goal on the 2-yard line for the Tiger Hawks. First out.
That's just a big push by North Fayette up front.
That's tough. It's tough. As you see, like I said, everything, the splits get a little bit tighter for the offensive line. There's a little bit more mass in the middle, and that's just when it's such a well executed, oiled machine from the Tiger Hawks, it's extremely hard to stop. Jayhawks 1st and goal, 10-yard line. Play action. Haggerty rolls out, tosses it into traffic, and an incomplete pass, setting up 2nd and goal for the Jayhawks.
What's your favorite goal line call? You're at this position. You're on the 10-yard line, so you need to gain 10 here. What's your call to start off a series?
4 verts. No, I'm just kidding. Spider 2 white banana.
Yeah.
No. I'm a little impartial to fade quick out, especially on the 10. I know some of my shortcomings. Nice hard run by Tice Larson.
Great
there.
Run. You love seeing him get 3 yards of space to pick up speed, and looks like that would have garnered us a touchdown.
Yes. Nice hard run. Gets out in space. Tice is a very well. It's not exactly a bowling ball, but I wouldn't want to try to tackle that in open space.
No, thank you.
With a score, we flip possession, so now the Tiger Hawks will have the ball 1st and goal on the 10-yard line. T formation for the Tiger Hawks. Fake handoff. Oh, right into the outstretched arms. Oh, I thought it was the flag on the far side, just the ball boy throwing the ball up. Incomplete pass, setting up 2nd and goal on the 10-yard line. And Coach Green, my red zone play, if I'm playing Madden, is probably some play action slide where I have my halfback coming across formation trying to go out in the flats. If I'm playing real life, I really like slant corner, something try to execute the outer space.
But you're passing the ball, goal line. Yeah.
And a touchdown for the Tiger Hawks. Nice little reverse pivot there and a handoff to their halfback, and Tiger Hawks have been able to win that fight in the phone booth as they score in this red zone period. And it looks like we're going to forego.
No special teams, no PATs, no field goals.
No, we set up, we're supposed to, potentially, depending on time, we're supposed to have the field goals with North Fayette kicking at one side, Jesup kicking at the other. You just run out of time.
Yep.
So nice job by both squads. Got some really good film out there. Got some things that they need to work on. And, Coach Green, thank you very much for being out here with us. I would like to, for Nick Green and our entire crew and our on-site producer, Anthony Baugh, and our camera operator, Eric Clark, who I believe it was his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, happy belated birthday, Eric Clark. I'm Coach Tim Sauer from the Lorient Sabres press box. Just a couple other events coming up this week. Tomorrow, the volleyball team is going out to Cascade for their scrimmage. And then we kind of start off. School starts next week, and then we're running into competitions on Thursday for the Triangular for volleyball, Charles City for the cross-country team, for cross-country to have their meet, and then the Jayhawks will go out to Dyke, New Hartford on Friday to have their football game. We also have North Fayette Valley will travel to, I believe, Independence for their game, and we'd like to wish them the best of luck. We'd like to wish them the best of luck with their future season. Best part of the scrimmage, no one got hurt, didn't see anyone cramp up. So,
Manila did not get any action on the sideline.
I know,
which is a good thing.
During our if we would have been able to do our kicking game, I would have mentioned our shout out to Summit Chiropractic and what their awesome opportunities that they provide for our athletes here. That'll be definitely something we talk about, or I talk about, as we get into the Osage game. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to Coach Green and I kind of work through. This is a little bit newer for us as we continue to. Oh, looks like we're going to kick here. I think North Fayette's done, but hopefully you haven't tuned off yet because I was rambling. But we're going to see the Jayhawks kick here. But yeah, thank you for your patience as Coach Green and I work through working on kind of talking with each other and working on responsibilities. Looks like we got Haley Gangler out to kick. That was a solid kick.
Bang. What distance are, if we're on the 5, you had what, 17 for your distance? So that's 22-yard field goal right there. Back it up to the 10.
With every make, we're going to back it up 5 yards here. Actually at the 20, so 17. Nope, sorry, at the 10. 27. Kick. Good. Back her up.
We're at 32-yard field goal now. With every make, Coach Sauer is donating $100.
No, whoa. There will be opportunities to donate money. I'll definitely have Coach Brock Saber, head baseball coach, and Jesup rec director, not athletic director, that's the wrong guy, up here talking about opportunities to donate to the baseball softball complex. Coach Green and I would like to thank you for coming in and listening to us talk. Coach Green, anything else before we sign off?
Oh, I'm no Bob Barker, so not spay, neuter your cats, but how about sign up for concessions? Come help out. Come sign up for concessions and help Jayhawk sports any chance you can get.
Great day to be a Jayhawk, and as I'm missing Nate Clayberg up here, as he told me, just a reminder, it is a great time to be a Jayhawk. Thanks for listening to us, and if you're here, travel safe.